This is Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. So since today is another episode of My Hero Academia, I thought that I would talk to you guys a little bit about the other stories for My Hero Academia. Now, obviously, the current manga is up to volume 21 and the anime is currently going on in volume 14, unless they've actually gotten a little bit further since I recorded this video, but most likely it's in volume 14 or 15 in the anime, depending on when you're watching this. So, the question now that you should be asking is, should you be checking out the other series? What exactly do I mean? My Hero Academia has 3 side series that Horikoshi is well aware of and he is actually a big fan of. The first of which is School Briefs. Now, School Briefs is basically a retelling of the My Hero Academia story, however, it is in light novel form. Now, I've read a little bit of it, but I haven't gotten to actually sit down and just read it just all the way through by myself yet. However, I do own the first and second volumes of it. And from what I have read, I am definitely going to say that it is not necessarily something that you should read. I believe that I will be doing I'm going to see if I can do an audiobook. I need to look up the exact version, exactly what is going to be the problems with actually doing this. But I will begin doing a kind of like a podcast where I will be reading the entire story of School Briefs in a new series. I'm going to see if I can do it, but I'm not promising anything yet. So definitely look forward to that if you are interested. And don't necessarily buy School Briefs unless you actually want to read it yourself. Because, honestly, there's not much point. It's basically just a light novel. So definitely think about it before actually going into it. Then there are the other 2 manga. These 2 are not actually created by Horikoshi. School Briefs is actually in collaboration with Horikoshi, but it's actually written by Anri Yoshi, who basically just rewrites the entire story, but in light novel form. My Hero Academia Smash is done by Hirofumi Neda, who takes the different stories from My Hero Academia and basically chibifies them, making them all cute and stuff, and also adding a bit of extra story that's not necessarily canonical, but it's definitely fun to just see the kids and the teachers just acting kind of stupid. And that's really all this is. Would I suggest actually sitting down and reading it? No. Do I recommend still buying it and every now and again reading the different comics? Abso-frickin-lutely. It's so much fun to just sit down and just turn to a random page and just be like, oh yeah, that's funny. But, yeah, like, here, I'll just flip to a random page and, oh, here's some ridiculous information about Mount Lady in Kamui Woods. And then Deku looking cute as he's falling asleep and stuff. But yeah, and also people looking very creepy. So, do I recommend it? Abso-frickin-lutely. But you do have to be aware that it is different and not necessarily the same thing that you might be actually interested in. But finally, one of my favorite manga ever. Oh boy. I've said before that My Hero Academia is my third favorite manga. However, that's not necessarily true. This is the actual one that is my favorite. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And I've talked about them in the past and how much I enjoy the series. Currently, here in America, they are on volume 6, with 7 still not even being announced for when it's going to be releasing, but I believe that it has actually been released over in Japan. So, yeah. But what exactly is My Hero Academia Vigilantes? Well, basically all that Vigilantes is it's about new characters that actually lived before, that were doing all of their adventures before really any of what's going on in the current manga is happening. For example, as of right now, Midnight just started working at UA, and frickin' Aizawa hasn't even started yet. So there's that, and it's not 100% certain if All Might has even been injured yet. So I'm pretty sure that he has been, but I am not 100% certain yet. But it is the introduction of his friend, the cop, and how the two of them became friends. So it's definitely something that I do suggest you check out, because it actually tackles a lot of the topics that don't really get covered that much in My Hero Academia, because it's mostly like boring stuff, like the law stuff, or what you might consider boring. But the way that Furuhashi and Betancourt did this is absolutely amazing. The two of them worked really, really well on this entire thing, making sure that everything makes sense. And they wanted to make sure that these characters were relatable. We have 3 main characters in the forms of the first one is basically Batman. Then who is Knuckle Duster. We have our main character, which is Koichi Himawari. He's mostly called Koichi, so just be aware of that. As well as Popstep, who, don't mistake what she looks like. She's actually not. She's basically just a pop star. Don't think that she's supposed to be sexy. It's just because, yeah, reasons. The important thing to note, though, is that Koichi as well as Pop are basically college students. They're past the time that they could have been heroes, but they still want to help people, even though their quirks aren't necessarily the best suited for this. And the same goes for Knuckle Duster, even though he has personal reasons for being a hero, while the others just want to be heroes and help people. And it's actually really interesting, because we actually get to see what life is like for people who aren't actually working as hero work is their main job. Basically, for them, hero work is their side job. Without actual work, they cannot survive. So we actually get to see their their work lives, as well as the personal lives between them and other characters, as well as being the superheroes that they are. While normal My Hero Academia mostly just focuses on the students learning as well as becoming heroes, basically fighting in all of the conflicts. While this focuses on a lot more on family, as well as, well, the logistics of what heroes have to go through in order to be doing what they're doing. In fact, I would actually compare it to last season of Green Arrow on the CW, because it tackles a lot of the same topics that we're seeing in the past few seasons for Arrow. So honestly, it's a great manga that, if I can only recommend one manga, I would definitely consider it being one of the mangas that you should definitely check out. And it's actually so much liked by Horikoshi that I would not be surprised if before long this actually gets its own anime adaptation. In fact, they've actually already put something in the manga that hints towards them getting their own anime adaptation. However, I'm not certain how far it's going to go, considering the fact that they are currently stopped with the manga, but it does seem like they do have plans for the future, so definitely something to continue to return to as the next few seasons continue. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know which of these series you guys are interested in the most. Do you like the My Hero Academia manga the most? Just normal manga? Do you like school stories? And remember, there are 3 now, so be aware of that. Do you like Smash because of how funny and stupid the characters act in this? Or do you like My Hero Academia Vigilantes and their darker, grittier version? Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And, of course, if you guys have any theories, definitely leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to use the hashtag theory review if you want them to show up in my fan theory review video. And, of course, if you guys are new, then definitely subscribe and ring that notification bell because it helps us out a ton. And if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out my merch store and my book, which are always at the top of the description. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!